Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I am your host, Craig Pruitt, and today we are diving into Ex-Entropy, how X-related signals quietly predict trust erosion. Let's get serious for a moment. Imagine a relationship that feels right on paper. Shared values, laughter, good sex, plans that start to stick. And then small things from someone's past begin to pop up. A deleted text, a joke about a name that doesn't belong, a quick defensive answer that leaves you hollow. Those tiny moments add up, and before you know it, the promise you felt together begins to leak away.
In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you something practical, a 10-minute Ex-Entropy audit you can run this week, the 6 strongest signals that reliably predict trust erosion, and exact lines you can use in a calm repair test conversation. If you want to know whether the past is still active in your present, this episode gives you tools to shift from anxious guessing to clear observation. I can relate. Uncertainty hurts, and you deserve to know where it's coming from. Section 1. What is Ex-Entropy and why it matters? Ex-Entropy is a name for the slow, measurable friction that unresolved ties to past partners create inside a relationship. Think of it like background static, a leftover emotional charge, mixed boundaries, or habitual secrecy that doesn't explode into drama immediately, but steadily erodes trust and emotional safety. These are not isolated annoyances. They follow patterns. When certain behaviors repeat, they change the probability that the relationship will sustain intimacy and stability over time. Rather than saying someone is jealous or someone is insecure, Ex-Entropy focuses on observable signals and frequency, because frequency is what turns an event into a pattern. Here are the 6 strongest X-related predictors I see in our PRISM data and clinical work. I'll say each one and give you a quick example you can recognize. 1. Secret contact. Hidden messages, deleted call logs, or I only texted them about logistics, repeated more than once. Example, a partner says they didn't text their ex, then you find an old thread they didn't mention. 2. Defensive vagueness. Short, sharp answers when you ask about the past. Example, you ask where a weekend trip started, and you get, it was nothing, with a closed tone. 3. Reactive jealousy. Disproportionate anger or shutdown when exes are mentioned. Example, a calm question about a mutual friend triggers a blow-up. 4. Boundary drift. Small allowances that expand over time, like letting an ex show up at group events without notice. 5. Inconsistent stories. Versions of past events that change depending on the listener. 6. Secrecy about digital traces. Reluctance to share access to playlists, social posts, or mutual friends' tags when context is reasonable. Any one of these can be an isolated mistake. The trouble starts when they repeat and cluster. Section 2. How Ex-Entropy interacts with attachment styles and PRISM markers, and the 3-step audit you can run now. First, mechanics. Anxious attachment amplifies uncertainty. Those small signals feel catastrophic because the nervous system expects loss. Avoidant attachment will often minimize or hide these behaviors, making the pattern harder to spot. PRISM compatibility looks at trust resilience, how quickly a partner repairs trust after a drift, and whether their behaviors map to long-term commitment markers. Now the audit. 3 steps you can run in 10 minutes. Step 1. Frequency plus context check. Write down how often each of the 6 signals happened in the last 3 months, and the context around each event. Step 2. Pattern versus event scoring. For each signal, score 0 if one time and explained with verifiable context, 1 if sporadic, 2 if repeating or escalating. Add scores. Low totals are low risk. High totals mean persistent entropy. Step 3. The repair test conversation. This is not an accusation. It's a test of capacity to repair. Use neutral language and give a specific, reasonable request. Say exactly this. I want to name something I've noticed and ask for your help understanding it. I've noticed X happened Y times over the last Z months. That pattern makes me feel unsafe. Can you help me understand why this keeps happening and what you'd be willing to do to change it? Pause and listen. Expected healthy responses. Calm acknowledgement, willingness to give specifics, a clear suggestion for boundary or transparency,
and an offer of a short-term accountability step like shared calendar notes or a check-in next week. Red flags in response: immediate blame back at you, refusal to discuss, or vague promises with no plan. Those responses tell you about repair capacity, not motive.
Section 3. Outcomes and what to do with the audit. There are two common trajectories. Path 1, ignored entropy. When patterns are minimized or left unaddressed, you usually get slow trust erosion. It starts as small irritations and grows into chronic suspicion, repeated checking, and emotional distance. Over time, the relationship loses friction tolerance. Fights become identity threats. Path 2, addressed entropy. When you name the pattern, both partners agree on transparent steps, like a shared boundary, periodic check-ins, or a therapist-facilitated repair. Trust can stabilize and sometimes strengthen. That stability depends on consistent follow-through and measurable behavior change. The audit is not a verdict. It's one data point. Use it alongside conversations, PRISM compatibility insights, and outside support if needed. If you see persistent high scores and weak repair responses, you have permission to protect your time and decide that the relationship may not be safe to scale up.
Recap and next steps. Quick summary. Ex-Entropy is predictable and measurable. Watch for those 6 signals. Run the 3-step audit: frequency check, pattern scoring, and a neutral repair test. And evaluate repair capacity, not just intent. If you want a deeper diagnostic, run the PRISM report at cupidslogic.com to see how these patterns map to trust resilience and long-term compatibility. Are you ready for the truth? Use this audit as a compass, not a weapon. Be honest with yourself. Gather multiple data points, and if the pieces point to persistent entropy, protect your emotional future. I would love to hear your thoughts on how this landed for you.
Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind. Visit cupidslogic.com to run the PRISM compatibility scan and get a deeper, personalized analysis. Be honest with yourself, and if you try the audit this week, let us know what you find. I'm Craig Pruitt. Until next time, take care of your heart with a little logic.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the PRISM engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.